Welcome to Motion Manhua. Sit back, enjoy the story.
What nonsense! Did I just hear? My dick! Marya sputters in disbelief. Ronan stays dead serious. No matter how I think about it, you should have one. He even wonders aloud if Dune has another child he doesn't know about. Huh? Then Marya snaps. Shut up, you lunatic! Ronan freezes. That crisp, familiar slap. He recognizes it. Then it clicks. That slap belongs to someone he knew. Count Marya Sent! In his past life, when Ronan served as a disciplinary soldier at a place called Armeline, this person ran the supplies. Quick, efficient, and so easygoing he got along with everyone. Back then, Ronan recalls, any mention of that dick talk made Marya flush red, followed by a sharp slap to the cheek. He always wondered why, hoping to ask when they met again. But that chance never came. Marya died before him. Now the answer surfaces here. Rubbing his stinging face, Ronan realizes aloud, Count Marya, so you were a woman? Marya bristles, fist raised. Then why don't you get slapped once more? Marya swings again. Ronan grabs her head. Stop it, you brat! Kya! She thrashes against his grip. Ugh! You're getting too carried away after I let you hit me once. The reunion, if it can be called that, has dissolved into a chaotic scuffle. But I won't take a second, Marya snarls. So what, you crazy bastard? Ronan retorts. They grapple wildly. What are you going to do, you crazy human? You're dead. Dune and Acel watch the brawl in horror. Stop! Stop the violence! Acel pleads. The two roll across the ground. A while later, Acel can only wonder what's between these two. Calmer now, Marya recalls how they just fought like they wanted to kill each other. So these are the items you won't sell? Ronan asks her to check their quality. If they're no good, I'll buy elsewhere, she warns. Seated together at last, they lay out the gear. 3 swords and a magic staff. Marya asks why he kept 3 swords. For emergencies, I'm rough with mine, Ronan replies. She appraises them, praising the black iron sword as the finest, sturdy enough that famous knights covet it. It won't break easily. Ronan realizes it was his favorite blade in the past. Eyeing the magic staff, Marya glances at Acel. Is this cutie that valuable a mage? What magic do you use? Psychokinesis magic, Acel admits. Marya's impressed. You're incredible. You might even earn a scholarship. Then Ronan wonders what technique they'll show in the practical exam. Marya explains. Getting into Philion requires a practical test before the Masters. The written exam is hard, but the practical matters most. Ace it and you pass. Fail to prove your worth, and admission's impossible. Ronan grumbles about swordsmen needing only swordsmanship. What do people usually showcase? Ronan asks. Nobles flaunt family secret techniques, Marya says, but most applicants demonstrate mana combat. Wait, mana? Ronan's confused. Swordsmen using mana, despite not being mages? Marya stares. That's expected at Philion. You've done mana induction, haven't you? His blank face says otherwise. Don't tell me you don't know mana induction, Ronan ventures. Isn't it like using aura? Marya gapes. How could he not know aura from mana? Ronan shrugs it off as uncommon knowledge. This won't do. Follow me right now. She drags him along, even borrowing his short sword since hers are at the smithy. Ronan worries about ruined blades, but she promises triple their value if so. My goodness, he mutters. Stop complaining and follow me. I'll give you a special lesson, Marya declares. She explains. Mana is the source of all living things, a natural energy filling the world like air. Yet not everyone can wield it. To use mana, one must first observe and feel their own. Talent and training vary, but mastering it usually takes about a year. Philion hopefuls must surpass that stage, master their own mana, then knock on the academy's door. Do you understand now? Marya asks. Without even grasping induction or telling mana from aura, attempting Philion would be absurd. Still, she admits aura is technically a form of mana, but the gap between them is like heaven and earth. Ronan blinks. That different? Aura, Marya says, is a power even acknowledged geniuses barely grasp after 10 years of grueling work. That's what aura is, understand? Ronan nods vaguely. Kind of. He recalls encountering aura users on the battlefield, wielders of strange powers who'd been a constant thorn in his side. He never realized their ability was something so remarkable until now. Still, Ronan reflects, aura user or not, they all die the— "Oh ho! Look at you!" Ronan grins as Mariah unleashes power with dual swords. "She's so young, yet this strong?" he marvels, wondering if this is the mana combat technique she described. Mariah, meanwhile, can't read him at all. What is this guy? She'd meant to end it in one blow, proving Mana's might to make him quit the test. Mariah had reasoned it'd be kinder than letting him face humiliation at the test site. But instead, she's the one being driven back. This is the skill of someone who can't even use mana? Their blades collide. "What are you even thinking about?" she demands. Yet Ronan keeps pressing, matching her aura with raw swordsmanship alone. Ronan presses harder, his blade slicing in. "Don't block, dodge," he advises mid-fight. Mariah barely understands. His strikes drive her back. "Whoa!" She scrambles to keep up. "Q!" Steel rains down on her guard. Finally, gasping for breath, Mariah steadies herself. "Whoa, that almost could have been a huge problem." "You weren't just a normal kid, were you?" Mariah asks. "Same goes for you," Ronan answers. He notes her real talent with blades beyond mana, though she's clumsy with her balance. Fix that, and she'll improve greatly. As he turns away, Mariah bristles. "You think you've won?" Ronan reminds her of her own promise. 3 times. She freezes. "Huh? When did this—" "Have the sword cost ready," Ronan says. Aesol beams. "Well done." His face suggests he half understands what Mariah's feeling. "Hurry up, Aesol, I'm dying of sleepiness," Ronan urges. "Oh, okay. The hell is that guy?" Aesol clings to him as they walk off. Ronan returns just to collect the sword cost. "What is this?" he asks, finding a stack. "Books?" Mariah grins. "Philion practice problems and my own summary notes." Aesol reminds him the test is only a month away. Ronan's wary. "Why do all this?" Suspecting a scam, he presses her. "It's nothing like that," Mariah says. "I've just come to like you guys. This is just a service so we all get accepted together, and it's free," Mariah insists. Ronan relents. She'd teach him herself, but her troop must leave for a trade. "So study hard on your own. If you fail after all this help, I won't let it slide. Got it?" "Focus on yourself," Ronan retorts. Waving from the wagon, she calls, "See you at the Imperial Capital." As Mariah's wagon departs, Ronan reflects. He must train his weakened body and study, something never part of his old destiny. But it doesn't feel too bad. Back home, his daily life resumes much as before, yet slightly different now. He shares meals with his sister Iril again, settling into a quieter rhythm than the battlefield ever offered. Iril delights in watching him eat his fill at every meal. Fueled by those calories, Ronan hunts monsters on the village outskirts, steadily rebuilding his stamina until the surrounding creatures are wiped out. "Shall I stop here today?" And he studies too, unimaginable for his old penal soldier self. "Why memorize northern table manners?" he grumbles. Unsure of the outcome, he gives it his all. A month passes, and the story's true stage finally comes into view, the imperial capital, Balon. At its heart stands the Empire's greatest educational institution, a miniature city built around the White Tower. Aesol stares up in awe at the sprawling grandeur before her. "Whoa! This is—" She can barely believe it. "Philion?" The famed academy rises beyond imagination. "Philion's said to be a work of art itself, so marvelo," Aesol gushes. "What are you doing in the middle of the road?" Ronan cuts in. "Stop acting like a country bumpkin or you'll be late." Aesol stares oddly. "What's with that reaction?" "In just a month," she says, "he seems to have grown bigger." "You're saying that again?" He bonks her head. "Ow!" Sword Saint Shulipin, of the renowned Grangchia swordsmanship clan, a genius hailed as the Empire's strongest. Around Ronan's age, he might appear in the test. Well, it wouldn't matter much. Then Aesol asks if he still has that. The dream bird's feather that points to its owner. "Ah, that's what you meant." Ronan had grabbed the feather before leaving, planning to seek out the old man living in the capital after the test. "Huh?" The feather points toward the White Tower's top floor. There, a man named Valen sighs over his new role. "I just can't get used to being a professor." His bird Marpez chirps at him. "Are you cheering me on, Marpez?" Varen resolves to do his best to repay his savior. Revealed as Philion's zoology professor, a werelion named Varen Fanasir, he moves to open the windows before his guest arrives. What the... A deafening roar echoes over the floating castle. Below, two startled figures demand to know who these intruders are and how they emerged. At the tower's peak, the black-haired man and his red-haired companion realize they've nearly reached the top floor. A lion-like beastman tenses, then freezes at the sight of a glowing feather. His eyes widen. "Don't tell me, are you our saviors?" Embarrassed, the beastman admits he showed an unflattering side and asks them to forget it. The man notes she's actually at fault for insisting they climb through the window. She... He pinches her cheek. "Quiet." Marveling, the lion remarks that werelions are rare, yet they own that bird, and one's even a Philion professor. "I never would have thought my saviors were the applicants." The lion laments he'd have prepared an invitation, but today was exam day. Pressed for time, the man asks his real question, holding out something bluey left behind. "A dream bird's egg? Did Marpez leave it before going?" The lion explains the bird is no ordinary creature. But what's more shocking, he can't guess what will hatch. "What are you on about now?" A bird should hatch from a bird egg, but dream birds are different. They absorb the unique mana around them, so one born in flames becomes a firebird. One in a monster's nest takes that form. But this egg's mana runs wild, like molten iron in a furnace. The man can't predict its identity. How profound, for an egg! The blue bird chirps innocently as the lion eyes the shameless creature. Getting to his point, the man asks if the lion could keep the egg. "Isn't it precious?" Dream birds lay only once in a lifetime. The lion suspects Marpez sensed something special in them. Respecting his lifelong friend's will, the man entrusts it. The lion agrees, curious what will hatch. Time running short, the man prepares to leave, but the lion stops him. He's finally thought of a fitting gift in return. "It'll help with hatching the egg." Handing it over, he leaves the pair puzzled. Outside, a vast castle looms. Is this? A while later, they arrive at the practical test site, Galleon Castle's main building, and the martial arts waiting room. Test taker 111's exam ends, and 112 is called in. The black-haired man waits, wondering if he's next. "They're making me wait too long." He turns to a blonde woman, Maria, who shrugs that tests always run this way. She questions his outfit. He explains he dressed with care, since Philion is a social place where nobles of all kinds gather. Maria insists she can't look lousy before future clients. The man notes she's working hard. She wishes their cutie could join them, but the magic test site is separate. He hopes she won't flounder alone. Then 112's exam ends. 113, please enter. It's his turn. Maria wishes him luck. He warns he won't accept failure. "I'll be back." He recognizes the figures before him, professors of Philion. Each looks remarkable, but the old man seated in the center stands apart. Krava Kratir, the headmaster and archmage. Beside him, a woman radiates an overwhelming presence. He's never felt such vigor, even in his previous life, the swordsmanship instructor and former sword saint, Navi Rose. He introduces himself as Ronan. Krava welcomes him and asks what technique he'll demonstrate on the magical engineering doll. "Just a quick slash?" He swings. Krava deems it enough for a doll, a simple slash without mana? Others scoff, assuming Ronan's a clueless villager. Yet the doll withstands magic aura and self-heals at high speed, a product of precise magic engineering. Professors murmur that even the genius Sir Shulpin could only scratch the doll. Krava laughs heartily as they mock Ronan to his face, worried the boy might feel intimidated. Then Ronan faces the doll, blade ready. What's going on? How could he release such force at that age? Ronan unleashes a single radiant slash, his blade cutting clean through the air. Navi Rose watches, struck silent. He lowers the sword, sheathes it, and turns to the professors. That will be all. Astonished, they murmur in disbelief. Who would have thought he'd truly slash it in one stroke? The verdict won't come easy. This will be difficult to evaluate. The blonde professor turns to Krava for agreement, but the headmaster only stares, stunned. Then Navi-Rose moves. She rises, eyes blazing red, blade drawn. Instructor Navi-Rose? She lunges straight at Ronan. He spots her. Steel flashes. The Sword Saint strikes, and Ronan barely twists aside as her blade tears through the air. Ronan's golden eye narrows, caught off guard. What a surprise! Who are you? Across from him, Navi-Rose stares him down, her gaze sharp and searching. That sword technique stops her cold. Her voice cuts through the dust. Whom did you learn it from? Unconvinced, she steadies herself and presses again. Let me rephrase my question. Blade at his throat, Navi-Rose asks if Ronan could follow her movements. It was amazing, he admits. In an instant, when drawing a sword is barely possible, she swung 3 times. Then she points. 3 times, just like the cheeky movements he showed earlier. Ronan freezes. Her words land cold. You thought I wouldn't know? Ronan's strike replays in her mind. That damned sword. She notes he even slowed his final crosscut, as if deliberately considering she might not catch it. The implication stings, and she leaps forward, blade raised. Then Krava cuts in, calling Ronan arrogant for forgetting where he stands. Silence. Nearby, the theory professors shift uncomfortably. Ronan insists there's a misunderstanding. He'd only held back his last slice, fearing the sword might break. But seeing her fury now, he doubts she'd believe him anyway. Navi-Rose lowers her blade. I will remember you. Ronan blinks. Is that all? Then she vows to teach him a lesson herself, without fail. He sighs. I guess not. Teach you a lesson myself. To him, it sounds as if she's already decided to take Ronan as her disciple. Resolving to stay sharp, he praises Ronan's effort and moves to close the exam with one casual question. Sir Ronan, what do you wish to learn in Philion? Ronan's golden eyes flicker. Well? Against a vision of a battlefield strewn with the fallen, Ronan answers. If you want an answer to that, he stands firm. I wish to learn a way to have no regrets. That's what I want to learn first. Krava falls silent. At last, he nods. I see, all right. Then head back safely, Sir Ronan. Ronan turns toward the exit. Navi-Rose watches Ronan go. Krava ponders the boy's wish, a way to have no regrets, and how he'd ever teach it. Around them, baffled professors ask what's gotten into both Navi-Rose and the headmaster, wondering if Ronan used some powerful deception. Krava considers it. That guess might not be wrong, given such non-standard talent. The professors erupt. What? The professors gape as the magical engineering doll finally splits apart, its helmet toppling. Ronan strides out. As he walks, his mind lingers on Navi-Rose's sword technique. Before his regression, could he have surely won against her? He'd believed he'd experienced every kind of battle, on mountains, underwater, yet her skill makes him wonder. Navi-Rose's presence still looms large, reminding Ronan he has a long way to go. Coming to Philion was the right choice, Captain. From here on, he's certain he'll learn far more. Only the written exam remains. Having memorized everything over the past month, he grins with confidence. This should be easy. Ronan's confidence collapses. Bullshit. Everything's ruined, just how his life goes. He only answered half the exam, despite Marya telling him to read everything in the bag. The truth. He studied what he pulled out first, set the rest aside, then forgot the whole bag while absorbed in studying. He blames himself. The two women sigh. What an idiot. They realize Ronan's gloom stems from the exam, even with acceptance results due soon. The red-haired girl coaxes him up, insisting his practical skills carry far more weight. Surely he'll be fine. Then a glowing announcement materializes. It's finally up! A radiant list unfurls. The pass results have arrived. It came earlier than I expected. The list confirms it. Marya passed in martial arts, and Acel, the red-haired girl, placed 12th in practicals, but tied for first in the written test. They embrace, overjoyed. We passed! Marya gasps. Acel ranked first in writing? 3 students share that top score. Still, Marya hugs her proudly, calling her amazing. Acel insists she just got lucky. Marya calls out, asking Ronan's rank. He stands alone, forcing a bitter smile. As expected, it's not there. His name didn't make the list. Marya reels in disbelief. An academy accepting someone like him? Gone? She grabs him, demanding he look properly. It's not possible. Ronan, shaken, swears he even checked the corners. Ronan despairs. He's truly finished. Then a blazing light streaks down. Fire erupts over the crowd. Someone explains it's the final firework honoring each subject's chiefs and deputies for the admission test. The Glory Phoenix? Its fiery wings blaze across the sky. The Glory Phoenix wheels overhead, wreathed in flame. Then burning fireballs rain from its wings, streaking toward the ground. Ronan looks up, alarm crossing his face.
That was Motion Manhua. Subscribe so the next story finds you.